Here we go.
Money, money, making crap for money, money, and money, money, making crap.
Hello guys, hello friends, welcome back to the channel. BetterKM2 here, and today I want to talk about how strange World of Tanks has become lately. Why are so many weird tanks being added? Why do we get 30 or 40 new premium tanks one after another? Why do problems like cheating or broken maps or unfair matchmaking feel ignored? And most importantly, why does it feel like the company is focusing only on making money without stopping to breathe? It's no longer just casual players complaining. Even the big content creators are starting to speak out. So what is really happening? Is the game actually improving, or it is slowly losing control of its own direction? Let's go back in time. Let's return to 2008. A group of developers who loved tanks realized something important. Tanks have a powerful emotional impact on players. They are massive, loud, and intimidating machines. And that's how the idea of World of Tanks was born. During testing, the game attracted huge attention. Investors joined in, advertisements appeared on television, the player base grew into the millions. And the company kept growing year after year. But every rise has a breaking point. By 2022, political and economic changes caused a major shift in the company's structure. From that moment on, the direction of the game also seemed to change. Matches become more unbalanced, tank designs become more extreme. One update makes a tank overpowered, the next update destroys it completely. Players stopped asking, "Why is this tank so unbalanced?" and started asking, "Which tank is the strongest in this patch?" And that is a very important shift. Maps are still problematic. Some maps clearly favor one side. Some high-tier tanks feel worse than the lower-tier tanks, and the game keeps adding either magazine-loaded monsters or tanks that never existed in real life. So the question becomes, are these choices really made to improve gameplay, or are they just designed to push players toward certain behaviors? I'm not making accusations here. This is not a claim, it is an observation. What I see clearly is this. Players have been saying the same things for years. We want balance, we want fair matchmaking, fix these maps, take cheating more seriously. But the company priorities seem to lie elsewhere. New bundles, new subscription systems, new premium tanks, WOT Plus Core, WOT Plus Pro, WOT Plus Pro Max, more expensive versions. Player feedback, it feels like it comes second. And this brings us to the real question. If millions of players are saying the same thing, if even content creators are complaining, if the same problems return year after year, why is Wargaming not listening to its players? Maybe not listening is not a fully accurate. Maybe it's listening to a different kind of player. Today, decisions are no longer driven by comments or forum posts. They are driven by data. Who plays the most? Who spends the most? Which content sells the best? In other words, statistics speak louder than feedback. When one player says this tank is unbalanced, that is a complaint. But when another player buys that tank, the data says this tank makes money. And for the company, that data becomes the real decision maker. Another issue is this. The game is no longer built around player satisfaction. It feels built around player behavior management. The goal is not to make players happy. The goal is to keep them playing and to push them towards spending. That's why we see flashy tanks instead of balanced tanks, stressful matches instead of fair ones, impulse purchases instead of long-term enjoyment. If players get angry but keep playing, even if they play while frustrated, the system is considered working. There is also a harsh reality. World of Tanks is an old game. Rebuilding core systems like maps or matchmaking and balance is expensive and risky. But releasing a new overpowered premium tank is cheaper, faster, and more profitable. So short-term solutions replace long-term fixes. And perhaps the most uncomfortable possibility is this. The company may actually know what the player wants, but giving players what they want may go against the current business model. Because if matches were fair, tanks were balanced, and premium tanks were only alternatives, players would feel less frustration, less urgency, and less pressure to spend money. So the problem may be this: the game players want and the game that makes money are no longer the same. So, if it feels like Wargaming is not listening, maybe it's not because they can't hear. Maybe it's because they are listening to something else. In my opinion, what has really changed is Wargaming's attitude. The goal is no longer let players play the game, enjoy it, and if they spend money, they enjoy it even more. No. The goal now is, if you don't pay, you become a cannon fodder. Let you suffer, let you get angry, let you feel helpless, and force you into buying. As the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But instead of fixing what's broken, they seem to be exploiting it. Or to put it another way, follow the money. Because that's what this is really about. So I think the main problem is not just balance or content, but Wargaming's changing attitude. The game no longer feels designed to be fun first and profitable second. Instead, it feels designed to frustrate non-paying players and push them toward spending money. Balance issues, unfair matchmaking, and constant premium content all create pressure rather than enjoyment. This makes many people feel that the game is no longer built around player satisfaction, but around monetization. In short, the game players want and the game that makes money are no longer the same game. Not to what players say, but to what players do. And if data says the system makes money, then hearing the system is unfair may not be enough to change anything. And that leaves us with one final question. How long can a game survive when profit and player trust are no longer on the same side? And this is my final question, my friends. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye bye.